Nobody sent a memo. There was no announcement. But sometime in the last 2 years, the rules of the job market quietly changed. Every job you've ever applied for, every promotion you've ever wanted, your competition was always another person. Not anymore. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening. Not in some distant future, but right now, using data from the IMF, Stanford, MIT, and the companies making these decisions. By the end, you'll understand the one shift that could determine whether AI replaces your work or becomes your greatest advantage. This isn't speculation. The International Monetary Fund analyzed global employment data and found that 40% of all jobs on Earth, yours, mine, your neighbors, are now exposed to artificial intelligence. In wealthy countries like the US, the UK, and Germany, that number jumps to 60%. These aren't predictions from tech bros on Twitter. This is the IMF. Now, exposed doesn't mean replaced. That's an important distinction. Exposure means a significant chunk of what you do at work every day. Answering emails, analyzing spreadsheets, writing reports, scheduling meetings. Those tasks can now be done by AI. Sometimes faster, sometimes better, and almost always cheaper. But here's why this matters right now. We're not talking about robots in factories. That story is 50 years old. This wave is hitting the people who thought they were safe. The college graduates, the office workers, the professionals. And the data on what's already happened, not what might happen, is honestly shocking. Let's start with the big picture. The World Economic Forum, the same organization that brings together world leaders every year in Davos, released their Future of Jobs report in 2025. Their forecast? By 2030, 92 million jobs globally will be displaced, gone, restructured out of existence. Now, before you panic, they also project 170 million new jobs will be created. That's a net gain of 78 million. Sounds great on paper, right? Here's the problem. The jobs disappearing are entry-level office jobs, data entry, customer service, bookkeeping, administrative work. The jobs being created? AI specialists, machine learning engineers, renewable energy technicians. These are not the same people. A bookkeeper doesn't become a machine learning engineer over the weekend. The International Labor Organization found that 24% of all clerical tasks are at high risk of full automation, with another 58% facing medium exposure. That's over 80% of what admin workers do, day in, day out, now within reach of an algorithm. And it's not just the ILO saying this. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the people who literally track American jobs for a living, they're projecting a decline in total employment for office and administrative support roles through 2034. But that's not even the scary part. That comes when we look at who's being hit the hardest. If you're in your 20s or you have kids about to enter the workforce, this is the part you need to hear. A Stanford University study, published November 2025, tracked what happened to young workers, ages 22 to 25, in jobs most exposed to AI. The finding? A 13 to 16% relative decline in employment. Not a slowdown, a decline. These young people didn't get fewer opportunities. They got significantly fewer opportunities than the generation right before them, doing the exact same jobs. Think about what that means. The entry-level rung of the career ladder, the one every professional in history has had to climb, is being pulled away. Global entry-level job postings have fallen by roughly 29 percentage points since 2024. And when those jobs do get posted, they now require 2 to 3 years of experience. Entry-level in name only. It's a closed door with a welcome mat. Here's why. Companies used to hire juniors to do the grunt work, pulling data, drafting reports, organizing files, and in exchange, those juniors learned how the business works. They got mentored, they grew. But now AI does the grunt work. So companies look at a junior hire and think, why would I pay someone to learn when I can pay for a tool that already knows? 71% of hiring managers in a 2024 survey said they'd rather hire a less experienced candidate with strong AI skills than a more experienced one without them. Read that again. Experience is losing to AI fluency. Your resume, your degree, your internship, they matter less than whether you know how to use these tools. And here's something that makes this even more unequal. The ILO found that women face disproportionately higher risk. In high-income countries, nearly 10% of female employment sits in the highest risk category, compared to just 3.5% for men, because women are overrepresented in exactly the clerical and admin roles that AI is targeting first. Now, Remember I said we'd talk about the scary part? We're getting there. But first we need to see what happens when companies go all in on replacing humans with AI, because some of them already tried. And the results? They're a story in themselves. Okay, let's shift gears. Because the numbers tell one story, but what's happening inside actual companies, that tells another. Since 2024, companies have cut over 150,000 jobs where AI was explicitly named as the reason. In the first half of 2026 alone, 123,000 tech workers lost their jobs, and AI was the most cited cause, according to Forbes. Oracle laid off 21,000 employees, 13% of its entire workforce, and put it in a regulatory filing, adoption and deployment of AI technologies. Atlassian cut 1,600 jobs too, and I'm quoting here, self-fund their AI investments. Cloudflare's CEO said many middle management roles simply weren't needed anymore. Meta cut over 20,000 positions across multiple rounds, linking it directly to funding their AI infrastructure. Now, here's the twist nobody expected. Some of the companies that went the hardest on replacing people with AI, they had to reverse course completely. Klarna, the buy now pay later company, made headlines in 2024 bragging that their AI chatbot was doing the work of 700 customer service agents. Impressive, right? Except customers hated it. The AI gave generic, unhelpful answers. Satisfaction ratings tanked. By 2025, their CEO publicly admitted they had gone too far and started rehiring human agents. IBM. In 2023, their CEO announced a freeze on hiring for 7,800 back-office roles, saying AI would handle it. 3 years later, IBM reversed everything. They announced they were tripling entry-level hiring. Why? Because automating junior roles, and this is the key insight, it hollowed out their talent pipeline. They had no one to promote, no one who understood how the business actually worked from the ground up. Duolingo tried making AI usage part of employee performance reviews. Employees started using AI even when it made their work worse, just to hit the metric. Duolingo had to walk the whole thing back. And here's a Gartner prediction that should make every CEO pause. By 2027, half the companies that blamed layoffs on AI will need to rehire for similar roles. Half. So here's the thing nobody's talking about. The question isn't, will AI take your job? That's the wrong question. The real question is, what's the one thing AI cannot do that the market will pay more for than ever? And the answer is accountability. An AI can draft a legal brief. It can't stand behind it in court. An AI can recommend a treatment plan. It can't hold a patient's hand and take responsibility for the outcome. An AI can generate a business strategy. It can't be fired when it fails. Accountability is a uniquely human trait, and it's becoming the single most valuable asset in the economy. PwC's 2026 AI Jobs Barometer found that jobs requiring AI skills now carry a 62% wage premium in the United States. Not because those workers build AI, because they know how to use AI and then take ownership of the result. They add the judgment, the context, the I'll stake my name on this that no algorithm can provide. The market is splitting into two lanes. People who work with AI and own the output, they're earning more than ever. People competing against AI on tasks AI already does well, their leverage is disappearing. So let me tie all of this together. You're not competing with humans anymore. Not really. The person across the table in your next interview, the candidate gunning for your promotion, they're not your real competition. Your real competition is whether you're more useful than a tool that works 24 hours a day, never asks for a raise, and gets better every single month. But, and this is the part that gives me hope, the companies that tried to go full AI, they failed. IBM had to bring humans back. Klarna had to bring humans back. Because AI is extraordinary at tasks. It's terrible at judgment. It can process, it can't care. It can optimize, it can't be held responsible. The World Economic Forum says 59% of the global workforce will need reskilling before 2030. That's not a threat. That's your roadmap. The skills that matter now aren't the ones you learned in school. They're analytical thinking, adaptability, leadership, the ability to use AI as a tool, not compete with it as a rival. The career ladder hasn't disappeared, but the first rung looks completely different now. And the sooner you see that, the sooner you stop playing a game you can't win and start playing the one you can. If this changed how you see the job market, or if you disagree with any of it, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me, do you see AI as your competition or your coworker? I read every single response. If you found value in this, hit that like button. It's free, takes 1 second, and honestly, it's the best way to tell me this kind of deep research is worth making. And if you want to stay ahead of what's coming next, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one.